Before we get to Mike Horn, let's get you a roundup of what the situation in the IPL is right now. Just 2 matches left, and after 1 qualifier and 1 eliminator, 3 teams still in contention: Kolkata, Punjab and Chennai. So that means Punjab will now have another chance as well in the second qualifier, where they will take on Chennai to fight for the last spot in the final. Kolkata will be awaiting the winner of this match on Friday at the Wankhede. So Kolkata are through to their second IPL final, scripting a remarkable turnaround, winning 8 matches on the trot. Remember, this is the same kind of turnaround they fashioned in 2012 as well, when they won the title. Now, it isn't new in sports to use the help of sports psychologists, mental trainers and so on and so forth to get the best out of an athlete or a team. Kolkata have employed the same technique this year as well, employing the services of Mike Horn, an explorer and adventurer, to instill the right mindset in the team. Horn has worked with the Indian cricket team in 2010 and 2011, which then went on to win the 2011 World Cup for the first time in 28 years. Then Mike Horn had a stint with the South African cricket team, after which the Proteas became the top test team in the world. And now Kolkata are clearly in the final. Mike Horn certainly doing something right. He joins us on the show to share what work he's doing with Kolkata. But before we talk to Mike Horn, let's take a look at what his teammates have to say. All right, Mike Horn now joins us on the show. Mike, thanks a lot for talking to us. You must be delighted. Kolkata started off poorly but have made it to the final now.
Yes, well, you know, Kolkata was a very well selected team, and it's a team with a lot of talent, and you have older players and you have younger players, and to be able to have a team with so much talent that can play with complete freedom and play as a team, as a unit, obviously is a good recipe for success. And the IPL has developed you know, so much today that you cannot rely only on 1 or 2 players anymore. You've got to rely on a very well balanced team, and obviously Kolkata have got a very well balanced team, but they've got a team that's a team, and it's very rare to find a team that is as tight as the Kolkata Knight Riders.
Just tell us a little bit more about the kind of work that you like to do with the players. Just give us an example of how you try to motivate them using your examples.
You know, the big thing is when we have a lot of baggage, when we don't actually have all the freedom, it's very difficult to perform. And to be able to offload the baggage and to offload the pressure is already one part that helps players perform. And then I usually tell the players, you know, you guys must be able to play with complete freedom where you have no options. And the more options you have, obviously the more difficult decision making becomes. And if the option is only to win, then they play to win, and that is what makes the players focused on one goal, and not to have 10 or 11 different options that allows them to wander away from the goal. So we try and set the goal and stick to the goal. And obviously in certain circumstances the players have to adapt, and to be able to adapt very quickly to whatever the game is giving to you, then you will always have the advantage.
All right, so before we let you go, Mike, just tell us what your tips will be now to the Kolkata players that they are in the final. What are you going to tell them before this big match?
You know, we play to win, and we usually say that you know, you've got no options but to win. But you know, it's like when I tell them the story about when I went to the North Pole, and I was walking for 1 month, and the ice was moving back, and after 1 month I only made 2 kilometer progress. It is that makes the difference. You know, it's that hard work that they have put in. And like I said to them, I don't lose a match, I lose a life. So I cannot lose. And if you give yourself no options that you cannot lose, and you're willing to put a little bit extra on the table than what the other team does, and never give up, because giving up has never won a match. And with that philosophy, the players focus really on winning and not so much on, okay, we're only on in the final and we're only playing the next match. This is really focusing on achieving, focusing on winning. That is the most important part of all the players. And if they can do it as a team, imagine the power that you have. If one individual doesn't believe, then it breaks up the team dynamics, and that makes a losing team. So to be able to take 11 players and make them believe in one goal with no options, that is what our goal would be, to play in the final.
All right, Mike, thanks a lot for joining us. We wish you and your team all the best. Kolkata already sealing their spot in the final. Now, as we promised, we'll take a very close look at just who all around the world are watching the IPL. Let's start with India, of course. This is a heat map of how many people are tweeting and where they're based. So you can clearly see that Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai are clearly the hotspots when we talk about India. That is not surprising at all. But when we move towards Southeast Asia, and if I can ask our camera to zoom in, you'll see a lot of popularity for the IPL in Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia. Again, this is perhaps something that you would have expected. But here's the stunner. This is Japan and South Korea and North Korea. Now look at how much Japan is buzzing. Nobody would have thought that Japan would be so interested in the IPL. Of course, if we move down south, then there's a lot of interest for the IPL in Australia and in New Zealand. That's not surprising. But if you come back towards the Middle East, look at the buzz from Turkey. Of course, Saudi Arabia is something that would be interested in a lot of Indian population, but Turkey right up there, very, very excited about the Indian Premier League. Remember, this is a heat map of just how many people are tweeting and where they're based. Of course, England is as popular, IPL is as popular in England as in India. But you would be perhaps surprised to know that cricket is very widely watched all across Western Europe. Even in Germany, Spain and France, lots of people watching the IPL there. But there's one more shocker in store for us. Take a look at North America. The entire eastern coast, perhaps a lot of Indian population here as well. But if you look at California, up there in Washington, lots of states in North America extremely keenly watching the IPL, or at least tweeting about it. Remember, technology now has made it quite simple for people all around the world to watch IPL matches on the internet and so on and so forth. But who would have thought? This is the best saved for the last. Who would have thought South America is going to be so interested in the IPL? Take a look at Brazil here. We would have imagined that they're perhaps looking forward to the FIFA World Cup, but they're equally interested in the IPL. Up towards the Central America as well, lots of people extremely interested in the IPL. Clearly, it seems IPL, at least, if not cricket, is creating quite a global reach for itself. That's not all. Let's also take a look at the top 5 moments that set Twitter ablaze this season, the matches that were the most tweeted about in IPL 7. Take a look.